Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I will be painting with Polymer clay and I'll be recreating this Bob Ross painting. I decided to start off with making the sky and I just used all of these colors and I blended them in my pasta machine, creating a gradient. To make everything more uniform, I just cut the sky piece into a square. If you're curious on how I do this, like more specifically, I did make a video a very long time ago showing how I made painted pieces with Polymer clay, and I thought it'd be fun to recreate a Bob Ross painting because also many years ago I did recreate a Bob Ross painting but 3D and it kind of didn't work. So I thought this would be better. So here is the gradient all cut out, and it kind of bothers me that there's some green in it, but it gets covered up in the final piece, so it's okay. So after I did that, I made the snow piece, and it's just some white clay, and I kind of ran out of white clay, so I used glitter clay, which I kind of figured would be fine because snow is glittery or it like gleams in the light, so I thought it would have like the same effect. I conjoined the sky and the snow piece by using some scrap clay underneath, and I just put the two together and then I cut out a longer rectangle. So for the first main detail of this painting, I'm going to be adding in the white cloud, and I just used some of the sparkly clay and I smeared it on to like the sky piece. And then to make it more like blend in with the gradient, I took some orange and some pink and I just also blended it in. I also extended the cloud part. On the painting, the trees are like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like blue and like gray because of like the shadows and like where the light's coming from. And I was trying to think of how to recreate that with clay, and so my first idea was using chalk pastels. So I scraped out a few different colors and then I blotted them onto the areas where the trees are, and I did not like it. I did not like how it looked, and so I had to figure something else out. My solution was to scrape some blue clay, the same color I used for the sky, and make like little scraggly bits, and then place them where I put the shadows, or what was supposed to be the shadows. And then I just looked at the painting and did my best to replicate what it looked like using the scraggly bit technique. So this is what it looks like with all of the leaves on the tree. I did blue, the orange, and then the like gray color to represent the shadows and everything, and then I did texture the sky. The next detail I added was the tree in front, and I just used some green clay and I used my needle tool to give it some texture. I also added some white clay to represent the snow. For the cabin, I rolled out a thin sheet of brown Polymer clay and I cut it out with my blade, and this was kind of hard because I didn't like the way it's painted. I didn't know how to like replicate that in like, because it's the clay's flat and the painting's also flat, but you get what I don't know how to explain it, but it was really hard to make it look like it was curving the way it was in the painting, but I tried my best. I also ended up texturing the cabin so it looks less flat, and I'm just now adding on the windows. Now time for the last part, which is adding the snow details, which is like the shadows and stuff. And I was debating on what to do for this, because originally I wanted to use chalk pastels, and I was kind of scared because of how the chalk pastels turned out with the trees, but then I was like, no, I'm going to use chalk pastels because it looks like that's how it looks like to me in the painting. Like, I know it's like paint and stuff, but like if I recreate it with clay, I would use chalk pastels. But anyways, so you can see I am adding chalk pastels, and I use pink, orange, and purple similar to the sky, and then I also used some blue as well, and I used a thin brush for it. And I did go back in later and I added some Polymer clay and I just smeared it on there again, and I like the balance between the clay and the use of chalk pastels because it makes it more cohesive. And I did this off camera, but I did add some chalk pastels to the sky to make it more like full. So here is the final piece. I did end up turning it into a magnet, so it is fully functional. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!